He had been missing for over 20 years, and everyone thought he was dead until he made an appearance at his daughter's wedding. But why did he wait so long to come back? And what did he mean by those cryptic words before disappearing again? Why did he leave his daughter on her wedding day? What secret was he hiding from her? It was the day of Amelia Shepherd's wedding. She could not stop smiling. Her dream man, Thomas Croft, would become her husband in just a few hours. She got ready in her beautiful white wedding dress. Her mother, Catherine, helped her put on the veil. "You look like an angel," Catherine said, with tears streaming down her face. Then she went to see her father, William Shepherd, who was sitting alone in a chair. He wasn't saying a word, but Amelia knew he was thinking about her. William had always been taciturn. Even before his disappearance all those years ago, he didn't talk much. When he came back into their lives 8 months ago, they were all happy. Catherine hugged him tightly. "I never thought I'd be able to hold you again," she whispered. He had appeared at their doorstep one cold evening, gaunt and wearing dirty clothes. It looked like he had walked hundreds of miles to get there. Catherine had recognized him right away, despite the change in his appearance. He was still the handsome man she had loved all those years ago, and his eyes, the same mesmerizing blue. He was the love of her life, and now he was standing in front of her again, alive. At first, Catherine had been angry that he had left them, angry that he had never contacted them, angry that he had abandoned them. Then she had thrown herself into his arms and cried. Now, after 8 months, he was part of their family once again. Amelia had accepted him too, even though she had only seen him a handful of times in her life. They drove to the church in silence. Amelia sat between her father and mother. She looked out of the window. As the church came closer, her excitement grew. In a few minutes, everything would be real. Her wedding. After the ceremony, there would be a big party in the town hall, then a honeymoon in a small cottage by the sea. Life couldn't be any better. When the car stopped, her mother took her hand. "Remember, Amelia, no matter what happens in life, your father loves you very much," Catherine said softly. Amelia nodded, confused. Why was her mother saying this? Before she could ask a question, her father opened the door and helped her out of the car. "Go and make me proud, my little girl," he said. He smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. There was something sad in his gaze. Amelia took a deep breath and walked toward the church. She could hear the guests clapping and cheering. She saw her friends and relatives, many people she hadn't seen in a long time. They all congratulated her and wished her a happy marriage. Thomas was waiting for her at the altar. He looked very handsome in his dark suit. He smiled at her, and she smiled back. Suddenly, she noticed something strange. His smile faded, and he looked worried. As Amelia approached the altar, she realized why. Thomas had taken his seat again. His eyes were fixed on the door. Who was coming in late? Who was so important that Thomas had to stand up? When the newcomer came closer, Amelia saw who it was. A tall man with graying hair and wearing a dark suit. He walked slowly with a cane. Was he sick? The man continued walking until he reached the altar. Then he stopped and turned around. For a moment, the whole world stood still. Time seemed to stop. The music playing in the background faded away. Everyone stared at the stranger. He was pointing at Amelia with a trembling finger. "She's so grown up," he whispered. A tear rolled down his wrinkled cheek. Then he collapsed. Everyone gasped. The man had fainted. Amelia's blood ran cold. She recognized the man, even though he had aged a lot. It was her biological grandfather, Edward Croft. But how was this possible? He had died 21 years ago. How could he be standing here now? She wanted to scream, to run to him, but her legs felt heavy, like made of lead. No sound came out of her mouth. She couldn't cry out. Her grandfather was carried out of the church. People whispered. Some said he was related to Amelia. Others said he must have been her father's guest. Everyone was talking, but Amelia heard no word. She turned to her mother. "What's going on? What's he doing here?" Catherine shook her head. "I don't know," she whispered. "I have no idea." In the following days, Amelia couldn't eat or sleep. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw her grandfather fainting in front of her. Who was he? Why did he appear at her wedding? And why did he call her father's name? Was he her real father? Amelia had so many questions, but no one could answer them. She went to visit her father. He was sitting in his usual silent way. She sat down next to him. "Dad, who is that man? Who is my real grandfather?" William looked at her for a moment. "Who am I?" he asked suddenly. Amelia jumped. "What do you mean? Who am I to you? Who is your real father?" He looked away. "Answer my question, please," Amelia begged. "I already told you," William replied. "You don't remember." "No, I don't remember," she said quietly. "Was he really my grandfather?" William remained silent for a moment. "Yes," he said finally. "He is your grandfather, and I am not your father." Those words hit Amelia like a bucket of ice water. All these years she had believed William was her father. She had called him Dad. But now he was telling her he wasn't her father. Who then was her real father? The grandfather she had never known. The man who had died 21 years ago. How was that possible? How could he be standing at her wedding? Suddenly, the truth dawned on her. She remembered the day her mother had told her about her real father. She was so young she hadn't understood much. But now the memories came back. "You are not my father. But why did you keep it a secret?" she whispered. "Why did you lie to me?" Tears streamed down her face. "Because I didn't want you to know," William replied. "I'm sorry, Amelia." "Sorry isn't enough," she whispered. "How could you do this to me? How could you lie to me for all this time?" She stood up. "Don't call me again," she said. "I never want to see you again." She ran out of the house. Where was her real father now? Was he still in town? She had to find him. She had to ask him so many questions. Hadn't he wondered where she was? Why had he waited 21 years to tell her he was her grandfather? Days passed, weeks, even months. Still, Amelia couldn't understand why her father had lied to her for all this time. Why hadn't he told her the truth? And where was her real father? Did he even want to find her? One day, her mother visited her. "Are you sure you don't want to see him?" she asked. "Your father, I mean. He's worried sick about you." "No, I don't want to see him," Amelia replied. "Tell him I don't want anything to do with him." Catherine sighed. "He wants to explain to you," she said. "He says he has something important to tell you." "Tell me what? What does he want to tell me?" "That he isn't my father," Amelia said bitterly. "He should have told me the truth a long time ago. He says it's because he wanted to protect you." Catherine said quietly, "He never wanted to hurt you. Did he think I wouldn't notice? Did he think I wouldn't find out sooner or later?" Catherine shook her head. "He was hoping you wouldn't find out. But if you did, he wanted you to know he loved you very much. He wanted you to know he had been looking for you all these years. Why did he look for me? If he knew I wasn't his daughter, why did he keep in touch with my mom?" Catherine looked down. "Because he loved you, Amelia. He may not have been your father, but he loved you like a daughter. And he loved me like I was his wife." Amelia jumped up. "What?" Her mother looked down. "He never told you." "Told me what?" "He never told you because he didn't want to hurt you. But I think you deserve to know. You deserve to know the truth." Catherine looked at her, tears streaming down her face. "Your father is not your biological father. He is your stepfather. Your real father is my first husband, James Croft. He died 21 years ago, but he wasn't your father. He was your uncle. Your grandfather was his brother. Amelia couldn't believe her ears. Her uncle had died 21 years ago. That meant she wasn't related to anyone in this town. She wasn't related to her mother either. So what am I doing here? Who am I? Catherine embraced her. You are my daughter. You will always be my daughter, she said. And I believe your uncle would say the same. He loved you very much, Amelia. Amelia stayed silent. Everything was different now. She didn't know who she was, who her family was, who her real parents were. What about William? Why had he lied to her? Why had he raised her as his own daughter? Had Catherine asked him to do this? Many years passed. Amelia had a son and a daughter. She was married to a wonderful man. Her children were growing up, and one day they would start their own families too. Then she would become a grandmother. Maybe that was what her real grandfather had wanted. To protect her from the pain. To let her grow up in peace. Even if it meant he had to stay away.